I want kids to know that NFTs are going to be really helpful for them, and I want their parents to know that they should support their creativity.
Hey everyone, in today's podcast, I have a very special guest, Teresa Melvin, and I'm pretty excited to have her here because I'm a big fan. I cannot stress that enough. She's only 13 years old and she's already a successful artist, not only in the NFT world, but in general. She's a storyteller, she's a speaker, she has spoken in different events all over the US this year in New York, San Diego, Miami. There are more coming. I hope Europe too. I think I missed a lot of things. So if you want to present yourself also, go ahead.
So I'm Teresa Melvin, as you said, and I love drawing artworks, and mostly on digital with my two characters, Ava and Ramona. I've had Ava and Ramona for a long time, and I guess in this interview, you'll know more about both of them.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Pretty excited about it. Yeah, I can see Ava on the background with your drawings. I love the background. I have seen it in different other videos that you do, also on YouTube and social media. So big fan.
Thank you. This is like where I draw.
Oh, yeah? So it's also your working space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's like
nice.
my little studio.
Cool. In every podcast, I'm starting with the same question. The podcast is called Distance Destination. And the question is, what is your distance from your destination? Meaning, what is your main goal right now in life, in business, in whatever you do? And how far do you think you are from getting there?
My goal is to hopefully have Ava and Ramona as maybe in cartoons and books, and basically make Ava, my two characters, Ava and Ramona, known to the world, kind of like Elsa and Anna, really. And I also want to collaborate with a lot of big brands like Disney. I want to explore more in animation as well, so I can make maybe some cartoons in the future. So I have a lot of big plans for mainly focusing on my two characters, Ava and Ramona. And I'm still working on that goal. I might be way far from that, but every little thing starts from one step. So NFTs helps me create artwork with Ava and Ramona so that a lot of people can see them and they can see how they can be in the future. And that's also why I'm here in the NFT space as well.
That's so cool. I love that. I love that goal. And yeah, will it be like the ultimate one? Will it be like to be like a Disney movie over them or something?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I want to make probably a movie of them in the future. I think that would be really cool because I've always wanted my characters to come to life, even though I still make animations. That would be really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you're also you're doing animations. You're not just drawing them. I have seen them on Foundation. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
How far do you think you're from getting to your goal? Like, let's say reaching the goal, it's like 10 and 1 is starting out. So 1 out of 10, where do you think you are right now?
Really, there's not really a stopping point to my goal. I'm gonna reach there, but I would say probably not really far because I'm still a kid, but I can still work on that. So probably 1 or 2 maybe, because there's a lot of big plans for my future. And I want to start my career by starting with NFTs because that's what helps me, and I'm meeting a lot of new people to get inspiration from them too. So yeah, I'm at the starting point, I would say.
Okay, that's fine. I like it. You're only 13 years old, so I guess you're in the start. But I think you're very ahead. Like I have talked with other grown-ups, and you have already done way more things that they have done. So that's amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I know that you're really big in NFT right now, in the NFT community, especially around like kids doing that. For people that don't know what NFT is, not only for kids, but for parents and for adults in general, because a lot of people don't know what NFT is. Can you explain, like, very simple, in a very simple terms?
The one sentence I would say for people who don't know what NFTs are is NFTs are like a digital asset that someone can create, buy, or sell. And um, to explain more from that, there's a lot of different ways you can make NFTs. It's not just art, there's a lot more like photography and music, all of that, but digital. So that's why I love NFTs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is a lot going on with NFTs and Web3 that
Yeah.
they're gonna start, yeah, getting in the future. But yeah, I think for now it's a lot around like artists and all of that. So you're already in like very quickly into that. How did that even begun? How did you heard about NFTs?
Well, I was on social media before NFTs. I was on Instagram and I was like showing my art and I was showing my TikTok. There's even Ramona and a lot of other art. And I did a lot of traditional work back then, and I also started doing some digital. But NFTs, I first heard about them for like the first time last year in like August. And I was kind of unsure what they were at first, because my dad, he talked to me about it, and he said it would be like a great space for me because I was very introverted back then. I would speak on camera, but I would not talk to a lot of new people. So he said like NFTs will help me with that, but it also can help me like shape my art journey. It can build a career for me. It can like showcase my artworks and my characters and what I do to the world.
That's amazing. And your dad is really cool. I know him, so
Thank you.
he's awesome. By the way, I admire you even more now that I know that you were an introvert and you're doing all those videos and speaking into events. I'm an introvert myself. I started like the YouTube channel and the podcast because I'm very camera shy, just to get over my fear. But it took me like a lot of years to do it. So you did it like very early. So that's amazing. About kids in the NFT space, what's going on there? Because I have no clue.
um, so I would say this is like the right time and the right opportunity for kids to enter in the NFT space. There's a lot of kids right now in the NFT space from like a lot of different ages, from like a toddler to a teenager. So yeah, NFTs are kind of becoming more like kind of more open to everyone, not just grown-ups, because sometimes it used to be like more for grown-ups because it was a lot more about learning new tools and a lot of technology. But with a lot of kids in the NFT space, it shows that kids are capable of doing what grown-ups can do. They are just learning. So yeah, kids can learn a lot of new tools by learning about NFTs. They can learn a lot about what's happening with the world and what will happen in the future. And I think it's important that kids are also in the NFT space because they're the next generation. They're the ones who are going to make the future. So it's important that they know about it. And it's really great for kids to meet a lot of other people, a lot of other kids like them, and to share their creativity too. That's important.
I definitely agree. As grown-ups, we're trying to figure out what NFT is, but I think as kids, you're gonna learn it and understand it way faster than us, and you're definitely the future in arts in general. So I love what you're doing.
Thank you. It's easier to start when you're younger because you're still learning, right? So you like learn quickly when you're younger. That's why I want to start doing things as early as I can, because that's easier for me in the future. And that way I can have art, which is what I love to do, as my career. I do a lot of other stuff other than NFTs as well. I mean, I'm kind of known for making digital art when I'm on social media, but there's like a side where I don't do digital art as well. That's not just my life.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have a lot of other hobbies as well.
What other hobbies are you love to do?
Well, I love journaling. I love by journaling, I love like writing, but also kind of decorating the pages as well and making little doodles. I love doing
Of
that.
course.
And I also love reading, mainly graphic novels, because I just really love how the artwork in graphic novels, they're not always perfect because the artist has to do a lot of like artworks, right? So I love how they're imperfect, but that's what makes it much better. So I love reading, um, mostly like realistic fiction. And I also love like exploring new art mediums, not just digital art, like clay and weaving and watercolor. So I don't only focus on digital art.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
interesting.
So we were talking about your hobbies. I just learned you're also singing. So I am going to ask you more about that.
Yeah, I do like Indian classical singing on Sundays. I don't think people know that about me, even though I'm not like really good at singing. I still enjoy the classes, and it's something new for me because I don't listen to a lot of Indian music because but I am Indian and I want to know more about that. And I also have like violin classes on Sundays as well.
Wow.
So I'm like the very beginner. So like I'm not like an expert or anything, but I'm really enjoying that as well. And yeah, I that's another part of me as well.
I, I'm I'm really happy that I'm learning about this part. I have no idea. So you're like multi-talented. That's that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen also your the clay creations that you're doing. That's also really amazing.
I like making ceramic clay in school and traditional art and sketches as well. I just make my digital art into NFTs.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing that you're doing so many things. And I know you are also into storytelling a lot. So you're saying you're reading. Are you also planning to write a book?
I'm not planning to write a book right now. I definitely want to make some books in the future about Ava and Ramona, and maybe some like short like comic strips as well. I mean, I do make some short comics, not very often, but I really want to like make more of that, especially with my characters Ava and Ramona. And I kind of also like showing or writing a story with like one artwork or like one animation like I do right now. So that's how I tell my storytelling, but I want to like write a book or something in the future.
That's amazing. That's awesome to
Thank
learn.
you.
So yeah, like everyday life and school, you're doing other things, of course. Do you like school?
Yeah, I love school. I don't like the homework part
Oh,
because
okay
then I
then.
have to do it at home. But I do like school. School's fun actually.
Okay, that's awesome. Are you popular in
Thank
school because of NFTs?
Oh no, not really.
Or
Um,
the other kids don't even know what NFTs are?
well, I don't think a lot of people know about NFTs in my school,
Mhm.
but my science teacher, I actually told her about that once, and she was interested in that too.
Okay. I think like in the next years, it's gonna be way more popular and everyone's gonna know more about NFTs. The response is gonna be
Yeah,
different. So
yeah.
you're doing like a lot of things, singing, violin, like creating school, all those. How do you manage your time? with all of those things?
I manage my time with like tools like Trello, because Trello helps me with my tasks and what I need to do. And I'm starting to use Slack for brainstorming ideas. Um, so yeah, those are some tools. And I also like using other tools for like designing stuff too, like maybe like posters and stuff with Canva. And yeah, I use some tools too. And I'm still learning a lot of other ways I can kind of manage my time and make what I do easier for me.
Yeah.
So I have more time.
I think Trello is one of my favorite tools. I also use it. Slack, not so much, but Trello, I'm using it every day. I know that you're doing also like you are getting into the designing part, not only drawing. You're doing like posters, as you said, and you have made like the logo for NFT Kid Magazine, which you are like a part of. And that's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. I don't remember. Have you also made like a movie title or something like that?
Oh, well, I didn't make a movie title, but a few, well, I would say a lot of years ago when I was like 5 or 4, my artworks that I did was like featured in the introduction or like the beginning part of an
Oh,
Indian
okay.
movie. So a few years back. And that was really cool because then even at like a young age, people saw my artwork, even though they might not really realize that.
Okay, so your artwork when you were like a lot of years ago, when you were 5, was was featured in the title of the movie. Okay, I think we are done with this podcast. I can leave now. That's amazing. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, that's amazing. I wanted to ask you also about the NFT Kids magazine because I'm not sure what it is. So if you can explain more about this one.
Well, NFT Kids Magazine, it's a big community of kid artists in the NFT space. The founder is Clara, and the co-founder is actually her son, 13-year-old son, Jemiden. And they're very supportive and they're very caring, and they give a lot of opportunities for kids like me who are in the NFT space. And it's a very safe and secure place for kids because I know in the NFT space, there's a lot of big things happening. So I love NFT Kids for that. And they also gave me the opportunity to design their logo, which was so
Mhm.
amazing. I used Adobe Fresco, which I don't usually use, but I wanted like a vector image for that. And NFT Kids Magazine, the logo, I wanted to make sure it was like really fun and colorful and kind of imperfect with the font because I wanted to make it more associated with children, how there's a lot of different types of children. And um, yeah, it was really fun creating the logo, and I was very grateful for that. And I also designed like some pages in their NFT Kids Magazine.
Mhm.
So that was a really cool. I didn't think that they would give me that opportunity, but they're very supportive of me, my art, and a lot of other kids. And I met a lot of other kids on that community as well, and I connected with a lot of other kids too.
Okay, that's amazing. So, as a kid that wants to start NFTs, should they search about the NFT Kids magazine? Should they reach out?
I would say, yeah, NFT Kids Magazine. They're very helpful, and yeah, it's a great space for kids as well. So a kid starting in the NFT space, I think it's great for them to learn about NFTs through NFT Kids Magazine as well. They've definitely helped me in the past and in the future as well.
You're also into that, like helping other kids around the NFT. That's, I think, one of your goals, actually.
In the future, I want to create like videos on YouTube as well, and about like maybe my work process and tools that I use and how it's like in the NFT world as a 13-year-old, because I want kids to know that NFTs are going to be really helpful for them. And I want their parents to know that they should support their creativity. And I want to be a part of that. And yeah, that's why I love creating art in the NFT space.
Nice. Yeah, I love your YouTube channel and all your social, because you're doing something that I don't see very often. Like, you're sharing exactly your process and what you're doing. And I also love the way that you express yourself. And I also realized that how much details you're putting in your work, because you're zooming in when you're drawing, and I can see all the detail. But yeah, when I see like the whole NFT or the whole art, I'm gonna kind of miss a lot of details, or people gonna miss them. But when I see you work, I'm seeing how much effort you put on them. So that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Sometimes I tend to try to make things perfect. So I'll like work on one detail for a long time.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to work on that. But that's kind of why it takes a long time. So I want people to know like how I'm doing it. And I think that's interesting for them too, because I want to know that it's not all perfect. Um, there's also imperfections, and
Mhm.
yeah,
And that's okay to have
yeah,
imperfections.
to,
I also liked that you mentioned, like, for the future of your YouTube, like teaching kids, that you also want to teach parents, because that's very important. I think this is where it begins. Like, you definitely need to teach parents about that, so they are more acceptable, because especially for parents, I think that they're not uh, in the creative space. It's harder for them to understand how their kids are going to
yeah.
get into that. So yeah, I think your parents are really helpful. Your mother is like already teaching other kids around art, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
she is.
that's amazing. So did you get a lot of help from them, or they just let you do your thing?
Kind of both. My art side, I would say they don't help me in the art side. They let me do my thing because our styles in art are very different, and they want me to learn learn my own style, I guess, and improve my own way. And they definitely help me with like things I don't know about other things in the NFT space. Um, like the technical side and stuff. But in the art side, it's mainly me. Yeah.
That's amazing. I totally agree with that. That we shouldn't like affect your style as kids, and we should let you do the things that you want to create. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you also about Ava and your NFTs in general, because I'm pretty lucky that I collected one of your art and pretty happy to have it, because once I wanted to buy the second one, it was sold out. I think all of your work right now is sold out, right? All your NFTs.
Yeah, pretty much, except for some of the Genesis sketches.
The Genesis, yeah. Um, but yeah, all the others you have like in OpenSea, like it's the main thing, and you have also in Foundation, like the more
Yeah.
animation, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
how did you start with the characters? Because I think you created the characters way before NFTs. It was a thing.
I created Ava and Ramona when I was 9 years old and 11 years old. And I didn't do a lot of digital drawing back then. I didn't really know how to. I did a lot of traditional art, way more. And I drew Ava in my sketchbook for the first time. And she was kind of inspired by my interest, but she looks very different from me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And her traits are she's a very like fun character, and her colors are like really bright, and she's a very bubbly, cute character. And I showed my two characters, Ava and Ramona, through Instagram. which is where I started back in like 2019. If you scroll back way back, not way back, but like
Okay.
back in my Instagram, my first Ava sketch that I did was of the seasons, and that was pretty funny. So when I was 11 years old, I created her best friend because she was kind of lonely. She needed a best
Oh,
friend.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that you put the story behind. Like you feel like it's not just a drawing. Like your character feels, their emotions. So that's amazing.
thank
Is
you.
it like an extension of you?
Yeah, it kind of is. They're kind of a part of me, but they're kind of not. And I forgot to explain Ramona. Ramona's like the one with the curly hair, and she loves skateboarding. Her passion is skateboarding. She always skateboards, and she's kind of the one who you don't want to. It's kind of like you don't want to mess with her.
Okay.
So even though they're kind of different, they're still best friends.
Hmm. I see like two sides, like the more cute one and the more like, you don't want to mess with her. Is it like your more angry side? Let's say.
Kinda, kinda. Yeah, Ramona's like, Ramona, I would say like angry, but like the more kind of confident side, and Ava's like the more, how do I say, like the kind side, and the one who wants to explore a lot of ideas. And it's kind of something I want to work on, but something I already am, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, my characters, they're kind of uh they're kind of with me as well, kind of part of me
Mm,
as well.
yeah, for sure. And I think, I don't know if you did it intentionally or it just happened, but for example, Ramona's hair, they're more like a free spirit. So even the design by itself, it's showing the backstory of them.
Yeah, thank you. I actually got like the inspiration of how I wanted them to look from many people, even people I don't know, because I Ramona's hair, for example, I really loved her hair. I didn't know anyone with hair like hers, but I just thought like that hair was like really beautiful, and I wanted to kind of draw that in my characters because I draw what I see, I guess, but also make it my thing. And for Ava, I used to love donuts a lot. That's why she loves
Oh,
donuts.
okay.
She's in like a donut right now.
Yeah, I see here. So is it your favorite dessert is donuts?
Well, it used to be. Now I don't really know, but I still love donuts.
That's amazing. About creating them, like for the NFTs, for example, what's your process normally? Do you start like drawing by hand and then go to digital, or you do immediately start on your tablet, for example?
I always start with my sketchbook. Every idea starts from my sketchbook. Um, my sketchbook is like where I don't have to draw all of the details. I just draw what I'm inspired of, and I draw just what I love. And the idea kind of starts from there, just from like like simply scribbling. Um, so it's not always starting out on digital. So I start out on in my sketchbook, and then I draw a more detailed version of that with like a blue sketch, as you might know, in my digital drawings. And that's where I make it more detailed and more like how I picture it, even though there's going to be some changes. And then I go over with line art and then bright pops of color because I love a lot of color, like I'm wearing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. It's your style. You mentioned also the blue sketches, which is the Genesis collection you have as an NFT. And I got that for free because I bought like one of your
Yeah.
NFTs. So that's an amazing idea, actually, because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the Genesis. I didn't know about it. I just got it. So, was it your idea to also share like how it was created?
Yeah. I for the Genesis sketches, I wanted people to see how I started out and how I always started out with the blue sketches because I really love drawing in blue when I sketch. And first of all, thank you so much for collecting my artwork in the first place.
Of course.
And my
The fun.
thank you. And my Genesis sketches, it has like two editions. One is free for whoever collected my artwork. They get like the sketch version as like a thank you gift. And the other edition is just for basically anyone who basically kind of missed out on collecting my final artwork, so they can get like a piece of that too.
Oh, so for people hearing that now, you may have like a chance to get a Genesis.
Yeah.
I don't know when this is gonna be edited and out. Maybe it's gonna be also sold out. I don't know, but so for people to know, maybe you have a last chance to get into that.
Yeah.
And how much time does it take from start to finish? I believe with your like busy life, I guess you're not doing it in one go.
Even though I kind of say like how much time I do for an artwork, every artwork has like a different amount of time I work on. It's not always the same amount of time, but in a week, usually I take about like a week or 2 weeks to create an artwork because I have school and I have homework and I have other things to do. But in a week, the weekdays are the days that I create the idea and I find the inspiration and I sketch it out on paper because that's when I have some time to kind of work on that. But my weekends are where I actually do most of my artwork because I have a lot of free time during that time to create Ava and Uma.
Very professional, actually. So that's great. And where do you get the inspiration?
Well, I get the inspiration from not just one thing, but a lot of things like people, like even strangers that I see. Sometimes I like sketching them, like different people, like, ooh, that person looks interesting. And then I'll sketch it out. And also not just people, but also places and experiences. I draw my artwork from things and events I've experienced. Like I drew like a roller coaster artwork and that Miami NFT work when I went to Miami because I wanted to capture that memory. But I also get it from a lot of books, especially graphic novels. Like I said, one of my favorite graphic novel illustrators is Lewin Pham. So I get a lot of inspiration from her. Even though I do my artwork, I get inspiration from how imperfect her art is, but how well it all looks together as well. And cartoons as well. I used to watch a lot of cartoons, so I get a lot of inspiration from that, from all the bright colors and the cartoon styles that always interests me. So it's from a variety of things too, and even other artists.
That's awesome. Yeah, actually, I think the last NFTs you did, it was like inspirations, like in your style from other artists, but in your style.
I actually had like a volume in my Ava collection where it's kind of Ava's version of other artworks, other like other NFTs as well, other PFPs, because I thought they were really cool. So I wanted to I got permission, but I want to kind of create Ava from what the artworks that my family has collected. So that was like from last month, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was awesome. And I think you also gave like a Genesis free to them also. Because when I bought it, you gave one to me and one to them. So that's also very nice. I remember the one with the long neck. That was pretty interesting, but it was already bought.
Yeah, that one was inspired by the long neckies by Nyla. And she is she's also like not a kid artist. She's like 13 years old or 14. And I look up to her as inspiration too. And she's very supportive of me too. And I love how her artwork is so unique because of the long necks. Because she explained once that her favorite dinosaur was a brontosaurus. That's with the long necks. So that was super cool. So I wanted to make an Ava artwork of that, with one I've collected already.
I see. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I also want to ask you about getting inspiration from events that happen. As you said, the roller coaster and stuff. Are all of those like things that you already have done or things that you want to do, like scuba diving, for example?
It's kind of both. I for the Miami NFT work, I actually didn't get to go to the beach.
Oh,
But
okay.
I wanted, yeah, which was really sad. But I had a really fun time there and at Miami NFT. I even met Julie, and that was so amazing because I've always like admired her, and she was very kind and caring, and yeah. And for the Ava and Ramona artworks, so Ramona was like surfing and Ava was just like sitting down and reading a magazine. And I've never surfed before, but I wanted to see how Ava and Ramona would react if they were in that event, I guess, if that makes sense.
And obviously, she's the wild side. She's already skating, so it makes sense to surf.
Yep. Yeah.
And also, I love this one because it's animated. So I think you must put it like a lot of time into this one.
Yeah, I did. I actually started from like when I went to Miami NFT, and then I like worked more on it when I got back home. But Miami NFT was a really great experience. I NFT Kids Magazine actually gave us the opportunity, and I talked about NFT Kids Magazine, and I was a speaker there at Miami NFT, and I had such a fun time. I met so many people and I saw a lot of the other kids' artworks as well, even though there were not many kids there, but it was really fun.
I'm guessing next year it's gonna be like way more.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have been like all over the US this year with as you as a speaker to events like New York, San Diego, Miami. How is it like
Yeah.
traveling around? Do you like it or is it like tiring?
I actually think that's really fun, because it's just really fun to actually not just meet online, because I know a lot of me in the NFT space is online because I can't really meet the other people, but through events like Miami NFT, San Diego NFT, which is really fun too, and my upcoming events like NFT NYC and NFT Expoverse, and next year I'm going to Germany as well for the NFT thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to see you there. So if you're coming to Europe, I'm gonna come see you for sure
Awesome.
and meet you in person. So yeah, what are the next like events?
The NFT NYC thing, it's going to be, I'm pretty sure, in June, I think. I have to check again. And the NFT Expoverse thing in July. And there's a lot more that might come in the future. So it's really exciting to travel to places I haven't been before in the US and maybe other places as well. So yeah.
Okay. We're gonna definitely have like links for those events. So if people want to come and meet you, they can and see you speaking on the event actually. And yeah, I'm hoping to see you in Europe, in Germany. That will be great. What's like? What do you talk during the event as a speaker?
I talk about kids who are in the NFT space, since kids are really important because they're the ones who make up the future, like I said in the beginning. And I talk a bit more about that too, and how I think that's important. And well, I've been to two NFT events so far in person. One in Miami NFT where it was a panel discussion of me kind of interviewing the other kids who are in the NFT space.
So you are like a host, not only speaker, like you were like the host.
And that was really fun. We talked a lot about ourselves too, because I think it's important that people know about who the kids in the NFT space are, if they're going to be the ones who make the future. And in San Diego NFT, me and some other NFT kid artists were also interviewed in the San Diego NFT event. And that was really fun too. We talked about ourselves and and NFTs too.
Okay, so do you
yeah.
like doing the speakings? Because you mentioned you're an introvert.
Yeah, I used to be an introvert when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, younger meaning like a year ago or something. But it just feels like it's all going so fast now. But yeah, I used to be an introvert because even though I talk to the camera, talking to other people was not my thing. But through NFTs, I talked to a lot of people. I met a lot of people, and yeah, I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it, and now I'm more comfortable talking to a lot of other people, and it's fun for me.
That's amazing. It's one of my biggest fears, like public speaking. So I admire you a lot in that. So yeah, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I also wanted to ask you about Gary Vee. I think you have a story around that. You created like a VeeFriends NFT, but yeah, if you want to share that story from the beginning.
Yeah, I actually participated in a contest conducted by Mojo Heads, and it was about like drawing Gary Vee. But I not only wanted to draw Gary Vee, but I also wanted to draw his characters around him, because I wanted to bring them both together. And it was really fun to create that artwork. But the coolest thing was that he actually saw my artwork. He followed me and he commented on it too. And that was a really big thing for me, that someone like Gary Vee knew about me finally. And I actually put that I put that artwork as an NFT, and somebody collected it. So that was fun.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I think a lot of people are trying to get his attention. So you just did it. And that's amazing too, because he's really big also into NFT. And yeah. That's incredible. I love the artwork because you put like all the VeeFriends and they're all animals. So it's like it's close to your style, I think, with the colors and everything. So it's working really well, I guess, as an artwork.
Thank you.
Where are the new NFTs? When the new collection is coming in? Is there a new collection?
I'm working on 6 artworks for Ava by Teresa Melvin, but after that, I am ready to make a new collection, and I'm not revealing too much yet because I'm still coming up with ideas for it. But it's going to be a 1K collection, and yeah, that's a lot. But this time it's going to be both Ava and Ramona, because there wasn't Ramona in the Ava by Teresa Melvin, and I wanted to make them both appear in that. And the cool thing is that whoever collected my previous artworks, the ones that I've created in the Ava collection, in the foundation, they get a free NFT from that collection as well. So
it's gonna come out.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So
yeah. Is this going to be on Foundation or OpenSea?
It's going to be on OpenSea. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how many NFTs do you have created until now?
Well, I've created more than 80 artworks, 80 plus artworks.
Okay, so going to 1K, that must be like a huge step.
Yeah, but it's going to be like Ava and Ramona in different traits and different styles. So yeah.
Okay, are you going to simplify how you do them so it takes less time, or you're gonna do it your way and it doesn't matter how much time it's gonna take?
I don't really know yet, because I'm still coming up with that. It's still in the process. but I want to maybe put a bit more detail, but not make like super hard for me because it's going to be a 1K collection. So
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
lot. So
yeah,
yeah, if you put a lot of details, it's gonna be like you're gonna work for it for years.
yeah.
You just mentioned you're creating now like 6 artworks. This is like the upcoming thing.
Yeah, in the Ava by Teresa Melvin collection, I'm going to put 6 more
6
artworks.
more. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm still making that, so it's almost done. I have some coloring to do for that,
Nice.
so there's gonna be 6 more.
Amazing. We're gonna have the link in the description, so everyone if you, I don't know, it's gonna probably sold out really quickly, especially if it's just 6. But yeah, if you're watching this and you want to check it out, go check it out. I'm gonna try to be one of the first to get at least one. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to ask you also about like what's the biggest struggle you're facing right now?
There is one thing about being in NFTs as a kid artist, because I am in school at the same time too. So I have to kind of manage school and NFTs because I have work to do in school. So I have to kind of separate the time for that. But actually, it's going pretty well. It's not a big problem for me.
Yeah, I think you're handling like really well all the things that you're doing, and you're doing a lot of things. So yeah, again, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I totally understand like struggling with that, having to do like school and doing all of this. But as long as you're enjoying doing it, I guess it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and this month school's gonna end too, so that's awesome. I'm gonna have like 2 months without school, so I can create
Amazing.
more.
Yeah, what's you gonna do on the vacations? What's the plan?
Vacation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like work on the new collection since I'm gonna have like a lot of free time for that with school out of the way. So that's why I wanted to start it in the summer, in summer break, and more plans. I don't know, maybe like I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Nice.
And I'm
Um,
going to the events as well. So
we are almost to the end. So where people can find you, where is the best way for people to connect with you?
you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Teresa Melvin Art. And to see my artworks, there is my link tree in my bio for Instagram and Twitter. And that leads you to all the information you need to know about me, including my artworks, the events, and yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have all the links in the description either way. Do you have like anything you want to add that I didn't ask you?
I think we covered pretty much everything I need to say. And thank you so much for interviewing me in this podcast. It's been really fun.
It was actually my honor. One last thing I do, like with every guest in the end, is ask them 3 fast questions. So you can answer with the first thing that pops in your mind. It's just 3 random questions.
Okay.
First one is, what superpower would you like to have?
I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, when you transform into another person, like shapeshift.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. You could be like your character.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
What you will say shapeshift first? What will be the first one?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you do
That's
only humans, or you can do also animals?
Animals.
Okay.
Or things too.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Second question, which is your favorite YouTuber?
I like drawing with waffles. She draws characters like me, and I enjoy her videos drawing with waffles.
Oh, okay. I don't know her, but yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Sounds interesting. Should you do like a collaboration with her?
Well, maybe, I don't know. but I think I'm gonna collaborate with a lot of other artists, like NFT artists too, and maybe even Levin Pham, which is like a graphic novel illustrator.
Mhm.
I've said that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot asking you about that. So, parenthesis to the podcast. I just remember you're doing like you did a collaboration with someone that is working with Disney and Amazon, right?
Yeah, Abhilash Nair is his name, and we created an animation. He like animated it, and he designed the masks, and I made the characters. And it was really fun, and we connected through WhatsApp. We shared all of our ideas and whatever we need to say there, and it was a really good collaboration because we got to know what we were like thinking about for the project.
And last question, what advice will you give to a kid that wants to start turning his art into NFTs?
Everything starts from something small that'll grow bigger, and also anything is possible if you're willing to try.
Okay, that's amazing. I think that's the best way to close the podcast with those words from you. That's totally cool. Yeah, thank you so much for being in the podcast. It's my honor. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would love to see what you're gonna do in the next years. You're gonna do a lot of amazing things, and hopefully, I'm gonna have you, in a few years in the next podcast, telling me about your new awesome adventures.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.